All right, welcome to another episode of Do Something with Dean. I think that title's already taken, but today we're suffering through the whole quarantine mess. We just did a little bit of work outside. I'm digging a trench, trying to just stay active and do some things around the house. So today, right now, we're going to talk about pineapple. I'm going to talk to you about how to pick a nice ripe pineapple, at least according to the lady at the store. And then we're going to cut one up. We're going to have a little, we're going to enjoy it. Maybe we have a little surprise along the way. I don't know. We'll have to find out. So, first, foremost, I'm over at the Meijer. And a couple days ago, actually about 4 or 5 days ago, they had these things on sale for 99 cents. I couldn't believe it. I said, I'm going to pick up 3 of them. Never mind the limit of 2. I'm just going to go ahead and stock up on these pineapples because they're delicious. Apparently, they're in season if they're coming through the stores. And yeah, there you go. So I actually went to one Meijer, it was 99 cents. The other one was $1.19. Either way, if it's under $3, I'm going to take these things right off the shelf and get as many as I can. So I stopped with this lady. She tells me, she says, because I asked her, I said, hey, you didn't know anything about picking out pineapples? And she says, well, kind of. I said, well, tell me all about it because I'm over here. I'm running around with lies in my head, considering that I'm told that pineapples never grow after they're picked, or they never ripen after they pick. Okay, makes sense? I don't know. I do know that when I was in Nigeria, these things are growing right on the side of the road, and it's pretty interesting to see that happen. But they weren't this big, so I'm pretty sure these things are modified. All right, here's what the lady told me. She says, number one, you gotta look at the color. See this one? It's nice, and look at that. You got some good yellow in there, and you give it a little bit of a squeeze, just to kind of check it. See, you don't want to mushy, you don't want to be able to put your finger through the side of it, but you get something like this. It's really deep, dark, and green. It's probably not as ripe, not going to be as sweet as this one over here. So another tip that she went ahead and shared with me, she says if you can pull one of these leaves out, just like that, that's a good indicator that the pineapple's probably close to being ripe. Okay, you take a look at this one that's not so ripe. Oh, look at that. Man, I should have picked this one first. We're going to set that one aside. Setting that one aside. This one over here, we're actually going to set that one aside too because I'm looking for that thing. Put that right over here. We're going to cut this one today. Okay. Now, when I'm cutting one of these things, we're going to be quick about it. A couple things to remember. If you buy one of these cord in the store, they're going to come in a little, tube, a little container. They've got the core cut out of them, and then you're missing a lot of the fruit, So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to go ahead and cut this top right off. Get that set up. That's not going to grow you another pineapple, so just toss it in the trash. I go after cutting off the bottom as well. Don't get too close to the very bottom, but I definitely want to get the, that junk. You'll get a lot of husk and everything in there. So we're going to set that aside as well. Now, this is what my pineapple's looking like. Can you see that? What I do, if you got a big enough knife, which this one's pretty darn close to being too small, what I like to do sometimes is I'll just cut along here. Some people just go ahead and cut down, slice, slice, slice. You can do that, but here's what I'll do. I'll cut along, and as you can see here, I'm cutting along the edge, just like filleting a fish or something like that. You get that rolling right along here. And what I'm trying to do is stay out of the little pits, or maybe they're seeds. I think the seeds actually grow in these things. But I want to stay out of those pits. And I'll show you those here in just a second. So I'm done on that side. Let me find my spot. Almost done. And it helps if you stick your tongue out just a little bit.
Well, the good news is nobody saw that part.
So that's what I've got there. Then I've got this, pretty clean looking job, but in case that you miss a little something, you always want to cut away from you kids. Cut away, just like a ratchet. Teach you that in trade school. So you kind of cut just along the way. These are those little seed pods that I'm talking about. Those aren't delicious to chew. You just want to kind of stay away from those. But anyhow, nice little treat for along the way. Set all that aside. Trim yourself up just a little bit. Get all the dirty stuff off of there because you don't want to chew that. Now, take a look right in there. This is the core. So you can understand why they're selling you these $3, $4 pineapples already cored in these little plastic containers, because it's a lot of work. They got a machine that just comes on down, scoops it on out, but take a look at this. We're going to cut around the core, get a little bit of a slab like that. Got yourself another slab, another little fillet, as they say in Canada. Like I'm cutting up fish over here. I'm fiending to go fishing because I can't legally drive my boat. I might just have to get in the kayak. So there's that. You'll see that this is the core. If you're so inclined, I mean, there's a lot of fiber in here. It's pretty tough to chew. We're just going to set it aside. The majority of this stuff should just cut up real easy. And then you can go ahead and put that right in your bowl. Or if you're doing something with Dave, you can go ahead and garnish one of your drinks with it. Try to keep your hands and your knife away from each other. It's like that. There you go. It's about that simple, folks. Cut it up as big or as small as you'd like. You got yourself a nice little dessert for dinner. So, hope you guys.
Don't let him fool you. Dessert for dinner, it never makes it that long.
This is dinner. I'm telling you what. I'll eat this thing all. That is my dinner. I got one other pineapple and a nice orange cup.
Between the children and my husband, if I don't have a separate bowl, I don't get any.
Yeah, and pro tip: always make sure your knife is good and sharp and long enough. Have a great day.